Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, so much great hot dish. Disney night on Dancing with the Stars. All-Star Housewives drops a trailer. And speaking of trailers,
Hello?
we have the brand new one for the new Scream. Then, two of your favorites from Whose Line Is It Anyway will join us live with a preview of their new show. And find out why Judge Judy's longtime bailiff is guilty of being left out.
Day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Rochester. Good morning, Blaine. Good morning, Mercer Island, Washington. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and JCPenney's Employee of the Month, Kendall Marks, everyone.
Yellow.
How you doing?
Good. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you and you and you. Again, it's the most productive day of the week. What are you going to do, Kendall, to be productive today?
I'm going to finish staining my fence.
Oh, wow. I'm so glad I asked her. That's exciting.
That's what I did yesterday. I honest to God, took the day off to stain a fence.
That's what they call manual labor, right?
Yes.
That's a manual, yeah.
Yes.
I don't
so
know
fun.
about that.
I think I have carpal tunnel in my wrist now.
Yeah. Is your husband helping you?
He power washed and he helps when he gets home.
Okay.
But apparently I'm not as important, so I just did it all day instead.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll come right over and... Nope, not going to do that. Anyway, here's the deal. We get a lot of messages, and we love it, from folks in Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iowa and Washington and wherever our show's at. And oftentimes we get requests for shout-outs. You know, oh, hey, can you say happy birthday to Aunt Bessie? Can you say way to go to Carl? You know, if we did that, this show would be nothing but a shout-out factory. So, but I'm going to break the rules today because over the weekend, I think it was over the weekend, I received a really sweet email to our show page, at our show page, from a mother who said that she watches the show with her son, JJ, every day. And JJ, though a kid, loves our show, Kendall. I mean,
hi.
the kid, you know, I didn't know kids love the show. So now I got to really watch my mouth. Anyway, and what makes JJ even extra special is the fact that the kid accidentally broke both of his arms. Yeah. So look at this. We have some pictures. Leo, go ahead and put. Look at JJ. That's my buddy.
Oh, bud.
In his little brace. So he has two inactive arms, and he's still going. Look at him. There he is at the movie with this Gophers mask that will make our president, Marion Mim Davy Kessler, Carrington Colby happy. But how great is JJ, Kendall? Like,
Oh man, what a trooper.
I know. And he goes to theater camp. Literally, if I had offspring, if I had if I had a son, it would be JJ. That'd be my kid because he would be accident prone. You know what I mean? If I had a kid, Milo would be tripping all over the place. Not that JJ did that, but anyway. So JJ, on behalf of myself and Kendall and Tyler and Ted and Eric and Leo and Rob, and not executive producer Jeff because he's not here today, we wish you a speedy recovery, right, Kendall?
Yes, get better soon.
Yeah. See, I have the reputation that I don't like children. That's not true, Kendall.
You just don't like when they sing songs in movies.
And I don't like them in most TV shows.
Or
because
that.
they get in the way. Like, again, the best, The Walking Dead. They slow it down because their little legs, they can't keep up. I want them all eaten. I want them all eaten and then just continue with the plot. Not you, JJ. JJ, if you were in The Walking Dead, I would want you to survive, even with your little broken arms, you know?
I'm not going to say anything.
What? I do love kids. I know people think, now people come up to me and they're like, hi, I'm Julie. I would introduce you to my daughter, but you hate kids. And I'm like, no, Julie, I love kids.
To be clear, he doesn't actually hate children. It's a shtick.
Yeah.
And then he actually does get annoyed when they sing, though.
Yeah. Now, executive producer Jeff truly hates kids, but he's not here.
He's not here to defend himself.
Can I tell you? He's not here. This is going to be fantastic. I can say whatever I want,
Silent applause.
and he can't stop me. It's glorious. Let's get started, everybody. Roll it, Leo. It's time for the hot dish. It's the night everyone looks forward to every season on Dancing with the Semi-Stars. It's Disney night. Before we show you some of the highlights, here is a federally mandated spoiler alert, Leo. That's right. This way you can't sue us if we spoil something, right, Kendall?
You've been warned.
You've been warned. There appears to be two rising stars to the top of the pack, and it may be a little surprising. JoJo was one of the high scorers. Not really a big surprise on that one. Let's look at her.
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. A dream
That's JoJo with her pro Jenna dancing to a song from Cinderella. A dream is a wish your heart makes. That's what Kendall, this is how Kendall and I look at the end of every show. Once the credits roll, right, Kendall?
Yep.
They received the first 9s of the season. They did do well, and I love that song. That's a classic Disney song, and they were elegant, they were perfect, it was flawless. The pair is locked in a battle for the top with Olivia Jade. She and Val danced to a song from The Lion King. Let's look at this.
Gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. I've never seen a king of beasts with quite so little hair. I'm gonna be the main event, like a king once before. I'm pushing up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my roar. Thus far, a rather uninspiring king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Okay, she received 9s. Oh, that's great. Here's what drives me. You're Disney, you own ABC. Why are you giving us the Muzak version of one of my favorite songs from The Lion King? Can't you use the soundtrack? You own it, you goobers.
Yeah.
We get this elevator version, no offense to the singers,
Right.
but give me the real version.
That is so weird.
As far as costumes go, The Miz went all in. Look at this. Can you guess which Disney character he is? Here he goes. There's The Miz. Yep. He and Whitney scored in the middle of the pack. Yeah, he's the genie from Aladdin. Kendall's mouth is agape there. Yeah. I mean, you got to give the guy credit.
That's fantastic.
By the way, that's what floor director Tyler is going to do for our Halloween show.
Tyler.
That's right. Yeah. In a shocking twist, no one was eliminated. That's right. How can you can't be mean to people on Disney night. It's against the
Never.
law. But Brian Austin Green and real life of Sharna were the worst. Yeah.
Ooh.
Real life girlfriend. What did I say? Real life girlfriend Sharna were the worst.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I like the BAG.
The Olivia Jade thing still. I think them pairing her up with everybody's favorite, Val, was.
On purpose?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Kendall, it's time for our favorite segment before we put a bow on Dancing with the Stars. It's time for our weekly check-in with what Tyra Banks was wearing to shift focus back to her. Roll it, Leo.
Oh, God.
Let's look at this. Let's see. Maybe it's demure this week, Kendall. Maybe it's
The
subtle.
sun is
Kendall,
rising.
could it be subtle?
Nothing about the line.
Is it going to be subtle? Maybe. No. Okay. Thank you, Leo. That's it.
What?
Okay, Leo, we're done. We don't need to show anymore. Hashtag free Tom Bergeron. Yeah.
Can you imagine him even just walking out like that?
No. No. Next in the dish. The trailer for the new Scream just dropped just a couple hours ago. Now it's a new era, but it's basically a sequel and all the originals are back. Look at this.
Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Something about this one just feels different.
Samantha? I know who you are. I've been through this a lot. This is your life now, which means that whoever this is gonna keep coming for you.
You ready for this?
Okay, warning, if there are kids watching the rest of this video here, it could be a little intense, just a viewer warning. Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette are all back. Scream's gonna hit theaters in January. I love a good horror movie, and fun fact, Scream is one of my favorite franchises. I connect it has great memories. I connect it to moving here. The first one came out in '96, and then I moved here shortly thereafter. And then part 2 I saw here at a theater in the anyway, I just love it. I love all of, well, not the last few, but all of them are so good. They were so fresh and original when they came out. So I'm very much looking. You're giving me a look like, have you ever seen any of them?
I have, but it was the start of the sentence that just made me laugh. I have such good memories with watching Scream.
I do!
A horror movie where everybody gets...
because Scream, you know why? Because Scream made horror movies fun again. I grew up in the 80s when it was slasher mania with Friday the 13th, 13,
True.
And Freddy Krueger. I love all of those, but Scream reinvented the genre. They made it into almost a dramedy, and you didn't see that before Scream. That's why I love it.
That's true.
And plus, I heart Neve Campbell. I heart her so much. And Courtney Cox. Did you hear David Arquette bought the rights to Bozo the Clown? He did. He did. He bought the rights to Bozo. He wants to have a Bozo universe.
The more you know.
Shooting star. See, I can't tell you where Ireland is on a map, but I can tell you who owns Bozo. We'll be right back. More hot dishes coming out of the oven. Next, what did you expect when you interview Machine Gun Kelly?
Do we want to take a break, guys?
I just don't know what you want me to do. You gotta ask better questions.
The awkward moments from his interview with Willie Geist. Then, Colin and Brad from Whose Line Is It Anyway are gonna ad-lib their way through a preview of their show coming to a city near you. And guilty of forgetting a friend? Why folks are none too happy with Judge Judy. That and more when The Jason Show continues.
I bleed orange and black for the San Francisco Giants!
Dave, that is great. This is great. We're supposed to shoot the other side of this with LA fans. Any chance I could get you to do us a huge favor? Throw on a Dodgers thing and say the same thing, but it's just the other side. Oh, it'll be all right. It's okay. Yeah, here, help him out. Here, just here. Thanks. Oh, that's great, Dave. That's perfect. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Just like you did it the last time. Go ahead.
I bleed blue for the LA Dodgers. Yeah! They sucked me into it.
Uh-oh, you got busted by a real fan. Come here, talk to us, sir.
I'm a Giants fan all the way.
You're excellent on camera. We're supposed to shoot the other side of this in LA, but any chance we can get you to just quickly throw in a Dodger hat, say the same thing, and just do the other side for us so we don't have to travel down there?
All right.
Throw that on there. Oh, that's great.
I'm an LA Dodgers fan from the womb to the tomb.
You sure are, my friend. Or until a camera is pointed in your face. Sports traders revealed on Kimmel last night, our late night rewind. I love it. Again, you would be amazed. Trust me, friends, you'd be amazed. Photographer Eric could write a book, What People Will Do When a Camera is Right in Their Face. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. And what people will do for free t-shirts. Go figure. More Kimmel. Martin Short was the guest. I love Marty. He appears in the new show, Only Murders in the Building, over there on Hulu with Selena Gomez and Steve Martin. And in classic Martin Short fashion, he roasted Jimmy for the first part of the interview. Look at this.
And this show just keeps getting better and better. And I wish I had time to watch it. But, you know, my problem... Here's my problem with your show.
What is your problem with the show?
Well, it's on the same time as Fallon and Colbert.
Right.
So...
Oh. Is it?
No, listen, no one pretends to care about people more than you. And you know what you are like? You're like a Tesla.
In what way?
Sleek, sophisticated, and mostly an autopilot. But Now, no one works harder than you. Come on. With the exception of the 3 months during the summer. But
It's only 2 months, just
hey, by the
so
way,
you know.
Steve Martin wanted to be here tonight.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, but he had a conflict with not wanting to be here tonight.
The great Marty Short. Only Murders in the Building, like I said, if you want to watch it. It's good. It's not great. It's good on Hulu with new episodes released every week. And by the way, it's been renewed for another season. I'll say it again. There's nothing better than a great talk show host guest. And Marty said, he was interviewed on Stern, Baba Booey. They prepare. You know, they just don't come on and go like, oh, I'm just going to talk about
Whatever.
my grocery store visit. They actually prepare for these visits. They come up with stories or bits. They work with the segment producers. That's why Marty is, now in this era with who we have left as far as comedians, I would put Marty in the top 5 talk show guests of all time. Spade is on that list. I love Spade on Ellen. Which, by the way, does Ellen even show up on Ellen anymore?
I don't know.
Every time I watch it, there's somebody else hosting Ellen. And it's her final year. I mean, you think in your final year, you could
Be there.
be there.
Host.
I don't know. Not throwing shade, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Every time I turn on, oh, look, it's Twitch.
Dancing.
Next in the dish, Machine Gun Kelly's career has taken off. I mean, seriously, 2 years ago, did we talk about Machine Gun Kelly? No.
No.
And by the way, I'm still not talking about him. The only reason I am is because of this. Thanks to his best-selling album, Tickets to My Downfall, he sat down with Willie Geist over the weekend. I love Willie on Sunday Today. And as you'll see, Machine Gun, I think that's what we can call him, is a complicated guy. Look at this.
What does it feel like to be in the middle of this amazing storm?
Probably just like the eye of the storm in a hurricane or something. Just calm.
He was at times confrontational.
Do we want to take a break, guys?
I just don't know what you want me to do. You gotta ask better questions.
At others, funny.
Cash is just like.
And eventually, open about his discomfort with the spotlight at the top of the music world.
Human, I'm so work obsessed and I'm so busy trying to block out my demons with jobs. I'm getting sick of like wearing a smile because I just don't have anything behind the smile anymore. And I hope you keep this section on here. For once I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like bring how I actually feel, not just in music.
He perked up when they talked about his relationship with Megyn Kelly. Willie says they hugged it out in the end. Yeah, but you know what? Don't be an Earth balloon. You know what I mean? Then if you don't want to talk, I get you're uncomfortable with the spotlight. Absolutely. Then don't book the interview. Then don't go on the interview. Don't sit down and be like that with Willie. I mean, it's Willie Geist, for heaven's sake. It's not like you're being grilled by Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes.
Right. It's Sunday Today.
And if you think it makes you look macho, it doesn't. It just makes you, there's a collective eye roll. You know, it's just like, well, now why do you have to be like that?
No. Even the interview just started off, they showed him like he like threw his water bottle over there and he kind of like sat down. And his humor was not that funny.
No. And it's like, if you think that makes you look rock and roll, I mean.
Whatever.
And again, I'm not a barometer for cool. Look at me. I'm 47. Thank you, Tyler.
I think you're very cool. Look at this. Look at the tie.
No, I'm a 47-year-old man who watches Dallas. I'm not the barometer of cool.
It was a great show.
It is still. Not past tense, Kendall. What are you doing?
Sorry. I regret saying that.
I regret it too. Next in the dish, the trailer for the Real Housewives All-Star show is out. It's called Ultimate Girls Trip. And it dropped yesterday, and it is as juicy as a Florida orange. Look at this.
We call her the roller coaster because she is all over the place.
Let's just get to know each other. Do you want to be a friend to anyone? She was like, I'm not signing this paper if you cast my brother and my sister out.
I was a little irritated.
By me?
You kind of kicked it off. Ramona's not my friend. You're my friend. So act like it.
I don't give a f. You're not a girl's girl. Why would you say that?
You are so self-absorbed. It's crazy.
So you. What you're not gonna do is say you to me. Who do you think you are, Ramona?
why I wrote Money Can't Buy You Class. I'm ready to read, repeat it.
I thought my friends in Beverly Hills were dramatic.
Me? Is that how boring you all are? Thank you, Jesus! Keep a receipt around these girls.
Yes, queens. So it features Kenya, Ramona, Luann, Teresa, Kyle, Cynthia, Melissa from New Jersey, and it hits Peacock in November. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I know Jason Show Fan Club on Facebook, I know right now they're all typing, oh, it's a housewife story. Some people like it. I like it. I happen to enjoy it. In this crazy world, I just need senseless, mindless drama, and that's what that is.
Excuse me, I'll say it. Name on the floor.
Yeah. And also, you know what I want? Now, none of the stations would agree to this, but you know what we should do here in the Twin Cities?
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to name some names. Sorry to our friends in Seattle that won't know who I'm talking about. We should do like an all-stars for charity. Like media personalities from all the station have to live on an island.
Oh my God, sign me up to watch.
Yeah, like we'll get DeRusha. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
by the way, he'll be the first booted off that island. We'll get DeRusha and Amelia. We'll get Jana Shortle. We'll get Chris Eggert from Channel 5, Elizabeth Reese from Twin Cities Live, and we all have to cohabitate on an island. You know, and then every week we throw someone in the ocean. And again, I'm just saying, DeRusha, he's out of there. Yeah. Tiki Torch, put out.
Give everybody just one hot dog
Just
for the whole
kidding.
week that you have to argue about.
I love you, Jace. Next on the dish, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things joined Fallon last night and talked a little bit about the new season of Stranger Things. Look at this.
Well, what I can say is like we just did literally 300. We just finished shooting and it was day 300.
What?
Yeah, we shot for 300 days.
Holy moly. Is it a longer?
I love how the audience claps. None of the crew was clapping.
They're exhausted.
They were like, all right, cool, guys. The demographic, yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll leave.
Yeah.
No, but it's great. Yeah, it was a long.
Those Duffer Brothers, huh?
Yeah, like I'm so glad they still care. Because you know, if a show runs for that long, the creators stop caring. They cash in, and they really still care.
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
tell.
the show-
It's quality stuff. Last season was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. The show's gonna be really messed up.
Well, I like to hear that though. That's one of the reasons I'm glad we rolled that particular soundbite. Usually when creators create a show, you know what I mean, like a drama, and it's really hot, they abandon it after a while to go on to a new project. It's good to know that the Duffler brothers are still involved. Season 4 will likely drop next year. And isn't it weird? Now we feel even older. That kid, when Stranger Things started, was a kid, and now he's old enough to rent a car and buy a lottery ticket. Wow. Yeah. Hey, before we go, we don't often get serious on the show, but if I could just take your attention for just 30 more seconds. I figure, why have a platform like this? What the hell is a platform like this, a show that reaches thousands for, if I can't occasionally use it for good? If you live here in the Twin Cities, you unfortunately heard about the shooting in St. Paul over the weekend. Many shot, and one young lady lost her life in what can only be described as a senseless tragedy. A senseless tragedy that didn't need to happen. Well, I know that family. It's not my story to tell, so I'll just leave it at that. They're very private, and they're just good people. The family is just some of the best people I know, and connected to some of my best friends in the world. So I have put a link to the GoFundMe page for this family on the Jason Show Facebook page. I'm going to press enter right now. Give what you can, because I figured, my feeling is, I know there are thousands of people watching this show, so if all of you donated $5, $2, there's power in numbers, because people always say after a tragedy like this, what can I do? This is something that you can do to bring some comfort to the unimaginable horror that this family's going through. And to my friends involved, I love you all. I'm here for you, and you will soon find out that all of you, because you're the best viewers in the world, all of you are there for this family. God bless you all, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, my friends. Well, our first guest today joined us last year ahead of their improvised Zoom event at the Ordway. Now they're coming back to the Twin Cities and all over the place. But this time, listen to this, they're in person. and it's at the Fitzgerald Theater. Please welcome back to the show from Whose Line Is It Anyway, Colin and Brad. Hey, guys.
Hey. Howdy.
I remember asking you guys this when you were here before, and now that you're done with that particular tour, is it hard? Was it hard to be funny over Zoom?
Yeah, it's really difficult. You can't hear laughs. You're in a room by yourself. He's in Toronto. I'm in Las Vegas, and it's like painting in the dark.
Yeah,
it's really odd to do a comedy show to silence, which Brad is totally used to. But it really threw me a little.
Oh, now damn! Now see, Colin, now Brad just walked off the interview. No, I mean
he'll be back. He has nowhere to go.
That's very true. Yeah.
I didn't have a water bottle to throw.
Oh. Well, because I honestly was thinking about you guys because Lord knows over the past 13 months, I've done my share of interviews on Zoom. And for comedy, it's all about timing. And you guys know this with the millisecond delay that Zoom gives you, it is hard to get that rhythm down. Right?
It's really difficult. Yeah, we're just sort of trying to make each other laugh and have a funny conversation when we're doing the streaming. So it's going to be really nice to be back in front of actual human beings because, I mean, it's kind of like doing a ballet from Zoom, and each dancer is like in another room, and you go to leap and you land on your couch instead of being caught by your partner.
Colin, tell me about the show. I love the name, Scared Scriptless.
Yeah, we like to say it's sort of a live version of Whose Line without the tall guy and the black guy. It's totally improvised. We get suggestions from every scene starts with a suggestion from the audience. We have audience members on stage with us at certain points. And it's just fast, goofy, non-political fun.
Brad, the craft of ad-libbing and the craft of improv, I have such respect for. We had to do a thing here where I took a class for a day just for TV. What aspect of improv is still, after all these years of doing it, I was wondering, what aspect of it is maybe kind of not a favorite of yours?
Anything that requires me to remember a lot of information for a long period of time in a scene, like something where we have one scene where we get the audience to give us all the details of a crime, the location, a murder weapon, and I sometimes can't remember that. So when I like the singing, I like all the other brain puzzles, but having to remember like a grocery list of details, that's what I hate the most.
Colin, how about for you?
Well, I mean, it used to be the singing part, but we've added some musical bits to the show, which I actually am really starting to enjoy. Both Brad and I have figured out ways to make the show really difficult for us because we find when we're outside of our comfort zone, that's where the fun is. And for me, I can't be farther out of my comfort zone than singing.
Is there a section of the audience, every time we have a comedian here, different jokes play differently in different parts of the country. Is there a particular harder part of the country to play in as far as the audience is concerned?
I don't know if there's a harder place because, the show is kind of steered by them. So,
yeah.
And we're not ever doing anything that's just like sort of, big city or, out in the country stuff. We get the suggestion from them and, we're playing plumbers and firefighters and stuff like that. So it's usually stuff that almost everyone can relate to, except that those plumbers and firefighters are like being attacked by lemmings from Mars based on their suggestions. So everyone can relate to it, I guess, who's been attacked by lemmings from Mars.
Colin, you and Brad have been working together for 20 plus years. Does it seem like 20 plus years?
In some ways, yes, but I'd say mostly no. It's been like a nice little marriage. We get along great. We've never had a fight in the 20 years that we've been working together, and that's through, going through snowstorms, missed flights. I think we've both been very lucky to have found each other and ending up making this show.
Brad, last question. Oh, go ahead, Brad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to add that if you count working on Whose Line, we've been working together for over 30 years.
Yeah. Well, my last question was going to be about Whose Line, and that is because I'm a TV nerd, and I remember when it debuted. I remember it getting on the schedule at ABC. Were you guys shocked at how big it became on ABC originally?
I don't think I was very shocked. I mean, it was already popular from the British version that was on Comedy Central way before that. But, you know, luckily Drew was the host, and so he kind of kicked the doors open on American television. And I think we were more confident that it was going to be successful than the network, because they only ordered 6 episodes that they were going to air in the summer. And they did so well that it ran for 8 seasons.
Yeah, amazing. Guys, we can't wait to see you back and not on Zoom here in the Twin Cities. So thanks for coming back to us.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys. Scared Scriptless comes to Fitzgerald on November 6th here in the Twin Cities. For ticket information, head to colinandbradshow.com. And if you're watching us from other parts of the country, go to their website for information on their dates for your city. We'll be back right after this. We have some leftovers coming up, and I'm just looking, Kendall. My God, are you all good people? I'm looking at the donations coming into the GoFundMe page, and I mean, in just a couple minutes, just hundreds of dollars come in. So thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. Again, you can find the link to the GoFundMe page on the Jason Show Facebook page, and you put it on Instagram too. Did you?
No, but I can.
Yeah, we will
I have
later.
not.
Yeah. There are times when our hot dish fills you up so much that we don't need another serving for 24 hours. But then there are days when it was so delicious, we just need a little bit more. And that means it's time for hot dish leftovers. That's right. Look at that.
I loved that whole intro.
Do you like that? Ted writes beautiful scripts. That's right. Judge Judy makes a lot of money. And her new show, Justice Judy, Judy Justice, Judy Judy Justice, will look a lot like her old show with a change. This is the trailer that Amazon's IMDb released 2 weeks ago, and you may notice there's a new bailiff in town. Judy's old bailiff, who had been with her for 25 years, was not offered the new position because he apparently made too much money. He told Entertainment Weekly, that's not weekly anymore, it's really monthly, that Judy never gave him the option to join the new show. And fans say he deserved better. Justice Judy or Judy Justice or Judy Judy Justice will stream on IMDb TV on November 1st. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say.
Uh-huh.
Judy makes more money than Spain. The GDP of Spain, Judge Judy makes more money than Spain. Mm-hmm. You can't find some money in the budget, and it's Amazon.
Right.
Jeff Bezos is sending William Shatner to space.
There's a delay, but it's happening.
You're sending Captain Kirk to space, but you can't give Buddy the bailiff a raise?
And like,
the hell is wrong with you? Seriously.
It is weird.
It is, no, you know what it is? Even if there's tension, it's fundamentally a PR problem.
Right.
The optics aren't good, Judy. No, I'm sure the truth isn't what we're saying right here. I'm sure there's something we don't know.
Right.
I'm sure there is. I know how this stuff works. Mm-hmm. But there's an image problem. There's an optics problem. This doesn't look good for you, Judy Judy Justice. It makes, I mean, you got your guy that's been there for 25 years.
Right.
And that would be like us going over, taking this show, if, when Kim Jong-un gets sick of us. Mm-hmm. That's like me taking the show over to Care 11 and then not taking you because you're too expensive.
You would never.
I would never. I would never.
Would never.
I wouldn't do the show without you.
He'd take Jeff.
I would take
Ted.
I don't know about Jeff, but I would take Eric and I would take Tyler and Ted. You can't do the show without Ted. But I'm joking, but I'm not joking. It just it doesn't look good for her.
No, it doesn't. Especially all those years.
Yeah. Next in the leftovers. I almost said next in the dish. These are the leftovers. Mm-hmm. Demi Lovato wants aliens to get the respect they deserve. Demi is hosting a new 4-part series on Peacock called unidentified with Demi Lovato. In a new interview with Pedestrian TV, funny, that's what they call this show, Demi said aliens is a derogatory term and instead prefers to call them ETs. Unidentified is now available on Peacock. Okay, here's what I'm going to say about this. This is why people roll their eyes when there are legitimate discussions over what's offensive and what's not. This is why folks go, oh, now I can't say that? This is why, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. They're aliens. Right. They're aliens.
If we're talking about actual UFO, ET aliens, they're aliens.
I absolutely understand the discussion, the rightful discussion of not calling humans aliens.
Right.
But they're ALFs. They're ETs. They're from another world.
They're not even real, maybe.
Who cares if they're offended? All I care about is that they don't kill us and reap our natural resources.
Take all the water.
Do you think they're going to care? Demi, do you really think they're going to care if they come here and they're like, oh, hey, everybody. Do you think they're going to care what we call them? No. They're going to come out with their laser beam. They're going to annihilate all of us, take our corn, take our soybeans, and they're going to get out of here.
They're not going to leave you either.
We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Just saying. It's ridiculous. Welcome back to the show. Over the last 18 months, we've all been trying new hobbies. Remember when we all were making sourdough bread? Well, recently, Kendall tried to learn a skill that she struggled with since she was just this big. Take a look.
Okay, true story. I took home ec in 6th grade, and I really liked it, and that was the last time I ever sewed anything, and now I really need to learn how to do things. So Maggie, you're gonna help me at Sewing Lounge. You were telling me there's a big resurgence of younger people, even younger than me, that want to learn how to sew and make their own clothing.
They're on Instagram, and everyone love taking pictures of themselves and posting on Instagram, so there's a huge sewing community of young people. And it's so refreshing because everyone thought it was a dying art.
Right.
Not.
So I'm gonna learn how to do something cool today, right?
Yeah, you want to sew on a button?
That's all I can actually do. Okay. I can't actually do what you say. Okay, let's pick out a button.
Okay.
Okay, buttons galore. Is there a trick to picking out a good button? I see there's some with just 2 and there's some with 4.
4, and then there are shank buttons.
What's the difference with the 4-hole and the 2-hole? Without the fact that it's 4 and 2, obviously.
It's just like a lot of shirt buttons will have 4 holes. And with a 4-hole, you can do like an X. You can do.
Oh, I want to make an X. Can I do an X?
Sure, 4-hole.
I want this button.
Now here's a really nifty way to make a knot. Needle points up, tail points down. You grip the tail against your needle and then just twizzle the needle around your thread. And the more times you go, the bigger your knot will be.
Okay.
And then you pinch that wrap or it will come undone. The hardest part is getting it over the eye and then just slide it down. You have a knot.
What? Needle points up.
Then bring your tail around and drop it down.
Tail, tail down.
Well, either way.
Okay, is that enough twizzling?
Yeah, and then pull your needle up. So grab your needle here.
Okay. I think I'm doing it. Eric, I think it's happening.
Beautiful.
I did it. Oh, phew, okay, now what?
Okay, so I like to come down so my knot is gonna be hidden on the top under the button. And then you're gonna come up.
That's what the cool kids do, right?
Go diagonally.
And you just go through the same holes?
I do, I kinda like to do that. And then you go down, and if you look on this side, you can see that you're coming out in about the same spot.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I want this to look the same, then I'm gonna come up between the button and the fabric, and I'm gonna make my ending knot around this thread. And to make an ending knot, you just make a loop and you go through it at least twice. I usually do 3 times with your needle. And then you just pull, and that's a knot. And instead of cutting it off right down there by the knot, I like to run a tail through my fabric. Because I figure the reason buttons fall off is because the thread gets clipped close to the knot and then the knot works its way out.
Right.
And then if you kind of scrunch it back, and clip. The thread just disappears inside.
Can we just pretend this one's mine?
Don't you want to do it?
Thank the Lord Almighty. I feel like I'm already screwing up. Did I screw up already?
No. Just take your little tail and pull it back.
This is like watching Jason play tennis. And now I flip it over. I did it! This is so much better than any button I've ever tried to sew on. You should see what I've just tried to rig myself. Is it warm in here? Am I sweating? Are you sweating? Wait, oops, I did it again. Wait, what? Got it? I got it. I got it. I got it. I really got it. Look at me learning things.
There, your button. It looks just as great as mine. And then your needle should always go into something.
Oh, sorry.
But needles can work under your skin and they will travel in your body, so they should always go.
And then you'll die.
Good.
Things you learn. Look at my button.
That's horrifying.
And then
You had to end the story like that.
Uh-huh.
The lady's like, the needles can get under your skin and you can die.
Yeah.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Well, I thought I should learn a life skill, and then at the end of my life skill, it was like, oh, but you want to be alive at the end of it, so make sure you follow all the points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't learn a thing, did you?
I did. Maggie was so great, and it honestly
Oh,
was like
no, I'm
very...
not throwing shade at Maggie. I'm throwing shade at you, Sewing Sally.
I honestly, she had me bring it home, and she's like, I want you to practice this like 2 more times. You actually remember?
And you didn't, did you?
I practiced.
No, you didn't. See, don't even try.
I'm a bad
Poor
liar.
Maggie. Maggie's trying to help you,
know.
and you didn't even try. You didn't
I
even
went
practice.
in the store though and was like, I want to be good at sewing because of all the fun fabrics and like the things that she was saying that you could do. I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Until you get a needle under your skin and then you die.
Then you die.
We'll be right back. Poor Maggie. What will it be today? We never, ever know. What am I talking about, Kendall? It is time for the world's shortest segment. Roll it, Leo. That's right. I love that open. Here it is. Today, it's about Cruise, Tom Cruise. He was spotted at a baseball game last night and looked a little rough and puffy, as the writers described him. Now, here's the deal. We can't afford to show you the pictures because of trademark, but here's a description. His face was rounded, more so than usual, and it led to a lot of speculation about what he's been up to. I wish we could afford it, but we can't. We'll be back right after this. Go look at the picture. You can see it. It's like, welcome back. Okay, we never know what this is going to be. It's time for the surprise ending. Roll it. I love the music. Finally today, a man in Bosnia, that's something I've never read on this show before, knows the secret to keeping his wife happy. He recently built her a house, but she had very specific demands. She wanted to be able to see what she wants without having to get up from her chair. So, the house can spin 360 degrees. Are you kidding me? That means the front door can change directions. So the husband says if the wife spots an unwanted guest heading their way, the house will spin away. Oh my gosh, I want this. And hopefully that will be enough of a clue for the unwanted house guest to go away.
Oh my God.
Okay, Ted, great surprise ending. That is sensational. It's basically a house on a Lazy Susan.
Wouldn't a dog have been cheaper?
No.
Just sick 'em, buddy.
That is brilliant.
I cannot believe somebody did that.
Oh, I can. That is fantastic. You don't like the view one day, press a button and your house spins around.
How did that even come up? Like, honey, I want you to build me a house that spins.
Hey, happy wife, happy life. Right, Kendall? Jordan knows that well, right?
Uh-huh.
That's right. Tomorrow on the show, Kendall makes pasta. Let's hope she's better than sewing. And producer Ted gets in the Halloween mood and watches a horror movie, which he never really does. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Again, thanks for the donations, everybody. Go to our Facebook.